We back. New
We
season.
back. We
Not
back.
new season, but new season. Not new season, but new season. For me,
Yeah,
anyway. To me, I don't know about y'all. The rest of the world probably been in fall for a while, but today feels like the first day of fall out here in Texas, anyway.
Shoot, man. Feel like I've been in winter over here.
Sucks for you. Sucks for you.
I know. But, you know, that good pneumonia weather about to kick back up because we're going to jump right back into the 70s. So,
Yeah. That's what mama and grandma tell you. Hey, it ain't cold outside, but you better put something on your arms.
you better put something
Put
on
a
your
jacket
arms.
on.
That pneumonia weather, boy. My grandma used to do me like this. I was a teenager. And you knew me through these years too, of her ways instilled in me, stuck in me. I would go to my grandma's house as a teenager. First thing she do, grab me by the pants, pull them up, and then she would pull my shirt open and look inside to see if I had like a wife beater or something extra, a layer on.
Layer, yeah.
Wait, put another t-shirt up on that shirt, that little thin shirt you walking around. And from that point, she instilled it in me so much, I was double shirted for the longest. It was well into the 10s. I was in my 20s before I realized I didn't have to keep wearing a double shirt all year. Like, that'd be my thing. Now, luckily, I think we was doing that as a style thing anyway, a little bit.
Yeah. Like, it was a thing to layer up. Having the two T's on, that was just a thing for one. Because you got the two different colors. Make sure the colors they coordinate too.
Yeah. But that came from my grandma, though. It might have been a thing, but I was obligated to do it. She had that so drilled in me. I knew when I went to her house, at least, but I started doing it all the time. Like, I was two shirts.
Yeah,
it'd be like getting to the summertime. I'm like, man, can I stop wearing these two shirts? It's starting to get hot.
Nah, but even then, like, my pops come from that era of wearing two shirts too, even in the summertime, because you got a light t-shirt underneath to catch the sweat. Yeah. And then you got the other t-shirt on top that you're good to go with. There was always two layers for us, wintertime and summertime, but just for two different reasons. Yeah. When you wear your thicker layer underneath in the wintertime, but then you wear a lighter layer underneath in the summertime.
You know, that's interesting too, man, because that's some real old school passed along the way before air conditioning mentality. Like,
not we, but they didn't have central air like that.
Yeah, so you had to do certain things for certain reasons and stuff. And I look at like fashion, like you ever seen like little clips and stuff where they talk about fashion from the 1700s and 1800s? I'm always curious by that because I'm curious of how they survived, because the weather is brutal, but humanity survived, and it was due to their clothes. They would wear these like three pieces, like, you know what I'm saying? They would have like a jacket on and everything, but it would be like certain material for the summertime, your summertime jacket. And it was to help with the sun, so you don't burn yourself up and mess yourself up. So they had all kinds of
in the Middle East. They fully covered up, but they ain't burning up crazy hot like you would think they would. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times they actually feel cool. You go out there in your normal wear, thinking you're gonna keep it cool, you more hot than they are.
Right. Man, speaking of, man, last time I went to the last time I went to the beach, I had a long sleeve shirt on, bro. Like, and I felt lame, but I felt better than I felt without it. I had burnt myself up. We was on vacation. We was outside all week. So I had burnt myself up already. So like the last day, I was like, yo, I'm about to put on a long sleeve. Anybody got time for this? My skin is ruined. And I felt better. But I looked like the lame person who's scared to take their shirt off, but I felt smarter than everybody out there at that moment.
Y'all gonna be burnt. Y'all cool. Y'all can have that. But guess what? I'm good. Yeah, I got my long sleeve on, but my skin ain't burning. I went to the beach. When was this? It was like back in August. And I had on some sandals. I still got the tan lines in my feet from my sandals. It's been what, 3 months almost? Yeah, it's been 3 months almost now. I still got the tan lines in my feet. I'm like, when is this gonna go away? Because everything else was covered. I had like an umbrella or whatever, but my feet was out in the sun, and I got the tan line from my sandals on my feet still. It's the only part of my body that burnt up like that. But anybody got time for that?
Did your skin peel?
It didn't really peel. I just got like a really dark tan line and then a really bright spot on my foot where the straps were. But no, I didn't peel like that though.
I don't think I ever, except for on my back. My back, for some reason, just across the top of my shoulders. I guess that's my lightest skin part, man. You know, but that's the part to be You all right?
Yeah.
He get you? A bug got you? You
Yeah,
good?
buzz and something flew my nose.
He said, "Shut up, fool!" It went right up your nose. But
Straight in the nose. God, oh boy, like yo. Gotta be
like I
careful.
was
Like,
saying,
don't
though,
be
man,
slipping.
I have
Don't
to
be lagging.
wear that to protect my back now, man. And that whole thing about black people don't burn, I'm over that. Like I believe that for a long time till my shoulders
No,
couldn't
no,
take
no.
it no more.
We need to make sure we wear sunscreen, sunblock or whatever. Even though like we got melanin helps us, but it don't make us completely immune to the effects of the
Yeah,
sun.
it's not an immunity. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
It gives us a little bit of grace. Like, of course, we get a little bit more grace when it comes to the sun, but we ain't exempt.
Yeah, not exempt, bro. Because after some long days out there, and more than one, it started burning.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
I know white people, we all start burning immediately once y'all step outside, but
Yeah.
we gonna burn too, though. It's just gonna,
Yeah.
like you said, we got a
It
little
takes
grace
a little
period.
longer. It takes a little longer to cook it. That's all.
Yeah, but we gonna cook too, though.
But we gonna cook it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But yes, but times change, seasons changing. Halloween just passed. Finally, I'm glad to see the decorations go. I'm not a big Halloween decoration guy. I'm just not. When October comes around, like I'll start putting the fall decorations.
Yeah,
You have the pumpkins out, but the pumpkins is for fall
the fall
decoration.
decor,
For the Halloween, ain't gonna be a jack-o'-lantern out there. It's a pumpkin patch.
pumpkin next to the little straw, something like that. Whatever they do, the little leaves falling designs.
Yeah. So I'm ready for that vibe though. That's the vibe I like. Because when that vibe hits, they let me know the time of the year it is. It's my birthday month. It's November finally. So getting older. Gray hairs are even grayer, even though I'll be getting a little bit of color every now and then.
Hey, bro, I'm starting to get the gray beards, man.
Huh?
I'm just now starting to get the gray beard hairs. And
Really?
yeah. I had like one here and one here, and that was it. Like but I got a fro, so it just hides in the mix. But I know they're there. But now it's just like pop, 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 pop. They're starting to pop in left and right. I'm like, what?
There we go. There we go.
Who turned the switch on? Because they
once they
one showing up now, he got friends everywhere.
They just firing off. Firing off. I ain't gonna lie. I use a little bit of generous coloring every now and then. I get the just for men. Throw it in there. I leave a little. I leave some gray out though. I leave some gray out. I don't cover it all the way up, but I'll cover. I'll put some in. We're getting older.
I ain't at the stage to cover up yet because it's like 5 in there somewhere just randomly.
Mine's too much. It's like, all right, we gotta tone it down just a little bit. We got to turn it down just a little bit. Not all the way. Not all the way. I ain't going just paint it black and whatnot. I'm not doing that. I go in there. Okay, I'm gonna get that a little bit.
I'm gonna get
that a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get this because this part right here turns really, really gray. Right, gray. So I'll get that. I'll get that real good. The whole thing, like this whole little spot right here, all gray, all gray. ain't a black piece of hair in here anywhere.
Wow, it's crazy, man. Boy,
yeah, man, it's life. It's life. Man. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? You live long enough, and then you just appreciate the journey and the blessings through it, the lessons through it, everything. It's something to celebrate. So I'm celebrating all month. You know what I'm saying? It's my time of the year. This is my favorite season of the year. You know what I'm saying? Going into fall and finally feeling like fall a little bit out here. Like somebody hit the switch like just yesterday. And now we finally get a little bit of cool weather, but it feels good. And I'm just ready to be festive for my time. It's act up time. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I got to agree with you, man. You said this is your season. I've come around to fall later in life. Like, it was never my favorite season. And somewhere along the line, I realized fall might be the best season. It might be the best season. Because fall lets you get a little bit of everything. So, like, spring is beautiful because you're watching everything come back to life. But I don't know that that's more beautiful than the beautiful death that you see during the fall time. Because the colors are so like intense, like you know what I'm saying, as they begin to die. Like, so that's a beautiful look. Then you got the same cool weather that you get during springtime, Except the difference is you get to pull out some of the fall clothes with it.
Fall
You know what I'm saying?
clothes
It's a nice, nice light
and
jacket
then
combined
also,
with a t-shirt. You get both.
yeah. Hey, look, people who are fashion forward, you ask them what's their favorite time of year to dress. It's gonna be the fall time. Fall time is where they get to pull their boots out, the hats, the jackets, the sweaters, everything. Like you can mix it up nicely. Like you ain't got to cover up like it's winter time. Like all you doing wearing is just this big overcoat covering up everything.
Right.
You can show it off a little bit.
You know can show it
like
off.
it's still good enough. You can show it off a little bit.
And you know, like you said, it's not heavy
fresh,
clothing. It's
crisp
just
in the
light
morning.
clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And on the right day, you get to take the jacket off, but you get to put it on at night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
the sun get to shine and warm it up nice, 70 degrees, 60 degrees with the sun shining. It's honestly, to me, it's the most beautiful time of the year. It's the most beautiful time of the year.
Minus the pollen too. Minus the pollen. So you get
springtime,
to let your window down, let some cool air in and go.
Similar tips, but you got all the pollen, all the allergies. You got to clear all that stuff up. You ain't got to worry about that in the fall. Right. You know what I mean? So this is honestly, in my opinion, the time to thrive. Only thing I don't like about it is, of course, tonight, daylight saving time, we're going to fall back. We're going to lose an hour of daylight, and then it's going to be 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to feel like it's time for a nap. It's the only thing I don't like. It's the only thing I don't like.
But that's some American stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we need to
go to the right part of America, you ain't got to do it. So
Arizona, they like, man, we ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that.
Malarkey. We ain't worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the rest of the world.
Yeah, they ain't on that.
We the only ones that's on that. You know what I mean? So I'm ready for us to get rid of that because I'm tired of the fall back. I like the spring forward. I don't like my days feeling too short. And I don't even mind it being dark in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, still dark outside. I'm cool with it. 7:30's out. Just make me feel more chill. I get to work, a little dark outside. I feel more at ease, and then I come alive.
Yeah. You know, speaking of time, what country is that in Africa that's like, you know what, we ain't even following y'all years. It's 2016 here.
I don't even know. You
know, there's a
country's going by their own calendar. Their own years, like they're like 10 years behind us, basically.
Yeah. They on their own calendar. Like, forget that. This our year. And they just say whatever year it is.
I don't know what country that is.
I can't even wrap my mind around the concept that we all just use our own calendars, man. That's
I like. We already tracking that. Like Chinese, they have their own New Year or whatever. So apparently, that already lets you know that hey, the years are off depending on what country you're in. If you're in China, is China still in 2024? Whatever. Where's the Chinese New Year?
I don't even know. I just looked it up. Ethiopia does a 13-month calendar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they do 13 months. So that means every what? For 5 years for us is what 60 months. 5 years for them is 65 months.
Yeah, so they're approximately 7 to 8 years behind using their calendar system.
That's crazy. So how do their birthdays work then? How do their birthdays work?
I don't know.
13 months. So somebody. That's what I mean. Like every 5 years, or every 10 years, or something like that. Well, matter of fact, here we go. 12 years. So every 12 years, you're a year behind. So technically, I would be like 39 right now, or 38, or something like that.
Yeah, you'd be younger.
I'll be younger. I'll take that.
Which the ironic thing is, yes, we know that we measure time based on how many times we orbit the sun and everything, but who's to say they're wrong? Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
yeah. Who's that?
I don't know who's right and wrong because we just decided, hey, this is AD. Now this is where we're at in AD.
I will say this. Is that maybe the way we can prove that they're wrong is the fact that every single time of year is almost the exact same. That's the one thing that we can rely on. If you go from November of this year to November of last year, the hours of how much daylight we have is very, very close to being the same.
Yeah, but
a minute or two off, maybe.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm just because I think our system is correct in that, but I'm just saying, like, what year. We all had to start at a number. Like, all right, well, let's just start here. This is the number. How do we all just decide and like who's right or who's wrong?
Who even knows that? And who even knows this is 2025?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we just like, hey man,
we only got here in 1983, so I don't know when they started counting years. To say this is 2025, we don't know what year we really in.
Nobody really knows. It's just we all came to an agreement. All right, let's just start here with this number and now move forward. Like, do we? Because they tell us the Earth is what, billions of years old. Billions so years,
which I don't believe it off personally. Because a billion is a big number. How do you estimate that the Earth is a billion years old? That might go to the conversations a totally different way, but how do you count a billion in years? That's a far-fetched number to come to. Far-fetched.
That's how many times they say Earth is going around the sun.
A billion times is a lot of times.
Telescope, they say they have telescopes that can view this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
A billion times around the sun is a lot of times.
It's a lot of times, bro. It's a lot of times. It's a lot of trips.
It's a lot of trips around the sun. How do we know it's a billion years? That's a lot. Come on. Even a million times around the sun, that's a lot. You take a million laps around the track. We're talking about a quarter-mile track. That's a lot of laps.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. So it just makes you wonder, how does any of this stuff prove when it comes to time?
Yeah.
Like,
who knows what's what and how it all came to be and how we are where we are now when it comes to time and space. Ain't no telling.
We don't know nothing but right now. That's all we can really prove. We can't prove what happened how long ago, and we can't prove what's about to happen next. Just now, and everything else doesn't exist. And it's crazy.
Ain't no telling. But yeah, man. But I tell you one thing that does exist: these cigars. These cigars exist. And we are definitely smoking them weekly, and we are going through our rotations around the sun with these sticks. So let's find out what we got today. What we smoking on episode 146. Hey, me personally, I didn't even update my cigar. Let me go ahead and do that.
Always do this.
You go ahead and tell us what you got.
Man, since you want to play around, I'm gonna play around. Since we ain't ready to work, I'm gonna play around. I'm playing with this cutter, and I couldn't help but think to myself, how the heck did MJ cut his finger so bad with this thing back in the day? Like, he must have had one of them ones that chopped down like a,
the little knife joint.
He must have had the knife joint, because his finger is like extra crooked and stuff. Every time he holds his hand, it's like he got a big chunk of meat on the side, and it's
so they say it came from him chopping his finger off with his
cigar cutter? Really? With a cutter, cigar cutter. He was playing with a cutter or something, and he said he cut his finger real bad. And I think that was part of him retiring in '98. He hurt his hand that year, so he started having to shoot different. So when he came back, he had to learn a whole new shot as a wizard, like change the shot. I'm just thinking to myself, how the hell did you do that? Like, but I'm looking at this, and this might be a modern day cutter. I wasn't smoking cigars in the 90s. I wasn't able to, but I don't know. That's off topic. That's what you smoking today? We good now? Okay.
We good.
So this is what I got. I got a Padron Damaso. Mm-hmm. She light skinned though. She light skinned. I'm gonna say something about these light skinned ones, man. I think the light skinned cigars are right in line with light skinned people. They got that same little attitude, the light skin, that feistiness.
What? Okay.
It's very. It's got a very light skinned mentality. You know what I'm saying to it? Like, it's just.
Them high yellow people.
Yeah, it's got a little attitude to it, man. You know what I'm saying? You would think it's gonna be so much smoother, and they all just got a little attitude.
Yeah. We always thought it'd be light and easy going of a cigar, but it's really nice. It has more bite than your darker sticks. It really does. Yeah.
But anyway, I don't have no specs on this thing, so I'm winging it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I ain't got no specs.
So Padron. We said Damaso 32.
Yeah, I have 32. I forgot that. Number 32. Apparently, there are multiple numbers.
Okay. But shout out to Padron. I like Padron. Actually, Thought about picking them up. Like, there's always a staple of a particular cigar I like to make sure I have whenever I grab my show sticks, to make sure I either have a Milano V. Padron's becoming one of those, and Placencia, of course, is another one of those I have to make sure I have every time I go to the humidor. I always pick up at least one solid staple that's in my top 5. Padron is one of those that I like to make sure I have. So shout out to Padron. Me personally, I am back to Liga, man. I don't think I've smoked Liga that much this year. I have to go back to the episodes, and I think this might be the first Liga of the year. This might be the first Liga of the year. So
closing out the year too.
Yeah, to close out the year, I'm thinking, I was going to the humidor. You're like, you know what? I saw 2 Ligas that I haven't had before. And I was like, I got to give Liga a shot before we close the year out. We try to wrap up our top 5 cigar smokes of the year. I got to grab the Liga. So it's between the Anniversario and this L42. So the Lancero is not something that I smoke a lot of, but I'm always fond of it when I do have a Lancero. I know you had a Lancero very recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I haven't ventured into a Lancero I think all this year. So the Lancero coupled with the Liga Privada that I haven't had that much of this year, I had to go for it. So I reached for the Liga Privada L42. That's what we got right here.
Hey, I bet you off to a nice start too.
Very nice. Very nice.
I
very
know it. That Lancero, something about it, it goes well.
It just takes everything in the perfect balance once it gets to you when you draw in your smoke. Everything's perfectly balanced by the time you draw it in, and really great experience every single time. I have never had a bad Lancero experience, no matter what it was that I smoked.
Yeah, I think you're right when you say that. I can't think of one either. Yet I don't pick them up that often. I guess because I don't see them that often either. Like, you see them here and there.
That part is one. But anytime I see them and I see the gauge on it, it doesn't appeal to me right away. Like, just the appeal of seeing a Lancero and the thought of smoking and picking up a skinny cigar and smoking it, it feels very Black and Mild-esque, cigarette-esque, like I'm smoking one of those, right? And I think that's what always deters me from grabbing a Lancero. But anytime I do, it's always a good experience. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't resonate with, ooh, I like that. It always resonates with something more negative, in my opinion.
Hey, you know what? You said it right, though. I think maybe I don't see them that much because I tune them out when I do see them. I think you're on something with that. I think it's I see that, but the only time I ever grab them is when I see a Lancero for something that I already know I like. And I'm like,
I'm gonna try that.
Let me just switch it up and try this Lancero version of this cigar.
What I already know. Yeah.
Because the last one I had was an Oliva, and I'm like, Oliva is Lancero? Let's go for it.
I almost went with the Anniversario because the gauge. It's like, oh, that looks more familiar. It had a little pigtail on it. It was more appealing to my eye to say, oh, I want to smoke that. Versus Lancero, I don't know if I really want to smoke the skinny stick. It might feel weird or whatever, but I always enjoy it. Always.
You know what? You own something. I think I'm gonna get me a Lancero next week. I'm gonna go out my way to make sure I find one.
Grab one. Hey, but
I'll try one of something I normally wouldn't smoke.
That's see how that experience is, As far as it's still nice because the Lancero might have made it nice.
Yeah. Let's see how much that influences what I'm actually enjoying versus it just being a quality stick anyway. I like everything from that one, anyway. So of course,
Liga is usually going to give you a good smoke, regardless of what you smoke.
Right.
So it being a Lancero, I'm not expecting anything terrible. I'm like, I don't like Lancero. It's a bad experience. But check this out. Let me give you a quick rundown of what I got. Oh man, I dropped my stick. I wanted to show on the display on the show, but the wrapper is Connecticut River Valley Stalk Cut Cured Sun-Grown Habano. Binders Brazilian Mata Fina. Filler Honduras and Nicaraguan. So that's what we're smoking today when it comes to this Liga Privada Unico Series L40. I think I need to update the name too with the Unico Series on it so everybody knows what to pick up and what to look for. But yeah, man. So mixed bag, really nice. I'm enjoying it so far. It's Liga. It's hard to miss. But if I can do this without messing up my setup here it is. And without stepping on my Placencia, that I just dropped. So bad me, and I didn't ruin it. But we were talking about short sticks not too long ago, and look what I found.
A short stick green, boy.
Yes,
Woo!
yes, yes.
Who knew?
So I've never seen one before, but it was in my humidor and could not resist. So, but for $15, $15 price point, it'll get you the Green Boy experience. Yes, the Armor Fuerte experience. 15, $14.95.
Perfect.
I'm like, how can you not? How can you not?
That'll become the go-to for me.
It'll give you a good hour and a half smoke anyway. It'll probably give you a good hour and a half burn.
Yeah.
Short stick, Placencia, green band.
All the good stuff, which from the jump is all good stuff anyway. But
yeah. So I
short sticks typically jump right into the good stuff.
Yeah, you don't need that much time to let it settle in to get you what you need. So you can get the good stuff right off the gate. Just kind of like how like nub usually is. Nub usually gives you everything good right up front, where you don't need all the time to get all the goodness. Get it from start to finish in a short stick. So shout out to Cynthia for that for the short boy.
Right. Man, I ain't had a nub in a minute now that you point that out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I want a nub during the week. Pause.
We talk about it. Yo. Hey, yo.
It sounds crazy. I mean, that's what it is, but it didn't feel good when I said it. Like,
hey, I mean, like the pause game is crazy. But when it comes to cigars, we talk about sticks, we talk about nubs. We got to negate the whole pause thing when it comes to cigars. Because a lot of the language when we talk about cigars, it is what
it's questionable language.
Yeah. We talk about sticks, man. We talk about sticks here, okay? It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. We ain't gotta delve into it like that.
Yeah. I didn't feel good about it though. I still had to clean it up.
It just felt weird rolling off the tongue.
Yeah, after I said it, I felt bad. I felt a little dirty. Let me clean this off. A little of that.
Hey, but real quick though, man, like one thing we don't shout out a lot of these cigar websites a lot, but I want to take time to give Half Wheel. You familiar with Half Wheel?
I'm familiar with them, yeah.
I was going through their page and their review of the cigar, right? Of course, I don't usually pay attention to the reviews itself because I like to get what I get out the smoke and have my own idea, and then maybe go back and balance what I got based on what I feel, and then compare it to the rundown and like the different websites, Cigar International, Thompson, or whatever, or Half Wheel. But I like what Half Wheel does that Cigar Aficionado does not do. When they do their reviews, did you know they actually break it down between the first, second, and third? So you know that they smoked the whole thing and not just gave you a review after 5 minutes or 10 minutes of smoking the cigar.
It's a great idea.
So shout out to Half Wheel for that. Like going through it, didn't necessarily read everything because I didn't want their opinions to influence me as far as my smoke experience, but just seeing them break down the first third, second third, final third, and then also the final notes and everything. So good job with organizing things and breaking stuff down. Aficionado, take notes.
They can't. They spoken too many of them.
95. 92. Now you can't do it that way. You can't do it that way, Aficionado. Can't do it. Can't do it. Nah. Break it all the way down.
Yeah, but that's dope. That's the way to go about it. That's a good source. That's a good source for reviewing, if that's the case.
So shout out to Half Wheel.
Yeah.
Fool with us. Come talk to us. Come talk to the boys.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Yeah, we got some info for you.
Yeah, you need somebody to do your online video, so your video reviews, man. Come rock with us, man. You know, I know y'all got something posted, man.
It's your boys.
Clip the show up, man, and put our reviews at the end up, man. You know.
So speaking of rocking with the boys, we had some boys running the Verzuz. So Verzuz came back finally after like what 4 years of being gone since the last Verzuz. I want to say 2021 is probably like the last Verzuz. 2022, something like that. Yeah, man. And they came back with a pretty big splash, man. So no limit, cash money, went head to head on the Verzuz, and I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Of course, I've seen it in snippets, highlights, and stuff like that, and it looked like a good showing. And see some of the OGs, and they are OGs, not YNs. They're not big bros. These are OGs.
OGs.
That get to it. and showing them what that era was made of. It was a nod to an era, a time in space that we all appreciated back then. Well, some of us more than others. Me being like on the fence a lot of the times when it came to the No Limit and the Cash Money. So if I had to say which one did I lean to more so back in the day, I would say I lean more to No Limit over Cash Money back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Cause I ain't gonna lie, when Juvenile High came out, I wasn't with it, man. I'm like, what is this? And I knew a Juvenile before the style switch up. I'm talking about way back in like 92, 93 when I used to live.
When you lived over there?
Yeah, when I lived there. And Juvenile used to be on the radio back when he was an underground rapper, when he had, small exposure, like local exposure. So when you fast forward to like 97, 98, it wasn't it. But when that Ice Cream Man came out, when Ice Cream Man hit in 97, I want to say, heard it everywhere. And this was around the time, actually, this was before I came back to the States. And then when I came back to the States to visit, I was hearing P in everybody's car, left and right and left, up and down, everybody rolling around with their windows down, blasting the Ice Cream Man. I see that, Bird.
Before I lose that, because that's gonna come on. I'm nervous. But go ahead.
So I want to ask you, who was you more so on rocking with when it came to either one of those camps? Who spoke more to you in that time? I'm talking about before the 2000s, a middle school, high school era.
Man, I was a No Limit soldier, bro.
Yeah.
When I found out about Cash Money and they had competition, I was like, yo, who is this interfering with my New Orleans brethren? Who over here trying to take our spot, huh? I was trying to find out myself. Who this woman that's trying? Hey, who these soldiers trying to take our spot? Huh? I was with it, but Juvenile, when he came out, 400 Degrees, and it became a thing where everybody was on that, and then everybody started jumping on the Cash Money bandwagon. But it was nothing like No Limit was, man. For me personally, that era, man. No Limit, bro. We was buying weekly CDs because they did it like this: like they would drop an album of their big names, then they would have the group song where everybody from the label would do a song, and then they would feature everybody throughout the albums, and you get a glimpse, and then they'd be like, these albums coming out June, July, August. When Mia X come out, I'm about to get that Mia X when it come out. You know what I'm saying? Then you get the Mia X, you hear Fiend. Oh, I'm getting the Fiend when it come out. I'm getting the C Murder drop something. Let me get C Murder. C Murder got this dude named Mac. He cold, and then we were just going through it.
In my opinion, too, when I look back at it, I was thinking about this, because I feel like they used the model of like how Wu-Tang is, but they did it different than how Wu-Tang did it. So to me, they were like the first label crew, because Wu-Tang wasn't a label. Wu-Tang was a bunch of artists that were on a label, but No Limit was a label with a bunch of artists who moved either as a unit or individuals, and then they were flooding the markets. They were the first Rockefellers. They were before Rough Riders. They were before they were more so like they were in lockstep with how honestly before Bad Boy really did what Bad Boy was doing, in my opinion. Like they were around the same time. Bad Boy might have predated them maybe like by a year or so, but they were around that same that wavelength of a crew. But Bad Boy was more so of a label that had like your R&B artists and your rap, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't moving like we got the group element, then we got the crew element, all of that. Doing like how the Diplomats became, and Rockefeller, and then Rough Riders and G Unit and all that stuff. So that was that first blueprint, in my opinion, more so than Bad Boy and even Death Row. Because Death Row they did it a little bit, but they would.
Nobody did it the exact way P did it though.
Yeah.
Because like I say, P would promote the artist in the booklet. This album's coming. He had a unique case. The case was not that clear plastic. It was like a cover, like on both sides. Like it just looked different. The colors was different. The marketing for it was different. Like everybody had a crew, but nobody like every
And
album
what
you
I
have a
like,
crew song, and we're gonna have 10 dudes on the song, and even if they drop a 4 or 8 bar, we're gonna let you hear everybody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And we're gonna
yeah,
that was great marketing. And then so you would get like 2 verses from everybody from the label on one album. And that was your time to showcase. Oh, this dude cold. I can't wait to hear
yeah.
him again. Like,
Mystical coming. See
yeah,
what that
Mr.
Mystical's
Plum.
like. Oh, see murder. Okay, bet. They was
Yeah,
rolling like that. It was rolling like that. So I like, to me, I think they need to get more of a nod when it comes to how rap groups or crews rolled out the way they rolled out.
yeah,
You know, I think everybody else started, okay, we're gonna showcase our crew through these albums. How when Dipset started doing Dipset thing, you saw it. When
yeah,
Rockefeller did their thing and they put Beans and they put Memphis Bleak and Emil and all these people when they did the Dynasty albums. Like
yeah.
you started getting that whole wavelength of pushing artists out. You
Right.
knew they were coming. They got that from P. And P
Yeah.
don't get that kind of respect in this day and age for
I
that
agree with
construct of how do you roll these artists out on this crew and on this label.
I agree with you 100%. He don't get the credit for it, but I think he did it. And I think everybody that took his blueprint, I don't think none of them did it as well as he did it. Like for me personally, they might have did it bigger than him, but
Yeah,
I don't think they did it as efficient as he did.
yeah,
Like because they did it with a bigger budget. He was
yeah,
doing it on as a independent. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it was just done differently. It was just better
And
to me.
then also this, would you dare to say he was probably the first to even to do the movie thing?
Yeah, yeah.
So like with
Everybody did
James
that
Cameron,
too.
he was all paid in full and all this stuff, and how he was doing Paper Soldiers.
All that's after about it.
I got the
It
hook up about it. All, you know what I'm saying? The movies like how they were doing back
Yeah, PP
then.
is the OG originator for all of that stuff. Like everybody's following P blueprint, but nobody giving them the credit for following the blueprint.
Yeah, yeah.
Cam always gave it up to P, but I don't think a lot of people, a lot of the guys who followed it didn't give it up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Jay went out and did
Or they
the
might not
remix
know
for
that
High
where
with
they got it
Juvie,
from.
but he took No Limits stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. Took No Limits blueprint, but then jumped on Juvie's bandwagon a little bit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? To get the ears of the South.
right. So yeah, I think that I think they did it the best. And I'm gonna tell you this also. Them No Limit guys, they weren't no slouches. I thought they rap better than Cash Money rappers did,
Think so?
truthfully. I think so. I think so.
Ooh.
I think so. BG Cole, but BG, you know, I don't know that BG's like
And who else you got over there? I'm trying to think.
on which side?
I'm thinking about Cash Money. I'm trying to think about who had like better bars. Who was more?
It's easy to say Wayne, but at the time,
Wayne
it was
wasn't like
BG.
that.
BG was the guy at the time. And then
Yeah.
Juvie, but Juvie was like, you know, Juvie was the pop one at that time. Pop, I say
Yeah.
pop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Pop by, I mean, already popular, but at the same time too, Juvie was like he was popular before Cash Money was a thing like that.
Yeah.
So they like more of getting KD to the Warriors type of deal. Is how I look at when Juvie got with Cash Money. Like KD to the Warriors, you already got somebody who's like pretty much already established, and then you add them to the group, and then now you make this Voltron of artists.
Right.
But you got somebody who's already moving without the crew. He didn't come up through the crew like that. He was already without the crew, and then he started doing his thing with the crew.
There you go. So look, with No Limit, and I'm just gonna ring them off the top of my head because I ain't prepared for this point that I made when I say I think No Limit had more spitters. But when you go to a Fiend, a Mac, Cain and Abel, you go to Mia X, they could rap, bro. Like they could rap. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you look at the brothers, the three brothers, the True Brothers, Silk, P, and C Murder. None of them was like the lyricists like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so Juvie's probably better than their big three. But once you get into the little dudes under them, like them guys, go. Like
you know what's funny? I was
Soulja Slim. Let me say him too, because he was No Limit.
You say Soulja Slim, but I heard somebody doing a recap, and they were talking about Silk the Shocker, and they were like, Silk could actually rap. They were like, he was actually rapping, and we used to think Silk was he was garbage, trash.
Speak for yourself. I didn't think that.
You didn't think so?
No,
Everybody
you
like,
got to think. I wasn't a rapper. You already doing music, so I didn't listen to Silk from a artist point of view. I listened to Silk as a fan, and I'm just listening to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going for me, like.
But hey, I don't know too many people that thought that way. Maybe because I just wasn't in that circle or in that mindset. But hey, that's a testament. Though. That's a testament. And actually,
you had a lot of people doing music around you. Everybody around me weren't doing music. I didn't know nobody did music, and we all like Silk. So nobody said Silk can't rap.
Really?
I didn't learn that Silk couldn't rap until I was an adult. I'm like, oh,
really?
But people had to tell me because by then I'd already enjoyed the songs, so I wasn't listening back to the songs like, oh, he's off beat and this and that. I'm just enjoying them for what they are because it's nostalgic now.
What you talking about? But if you think about Silk though, think about Silk and then think about rappers today. They're in my opinion, a lot of these rappers, 80% of them are sons of Silk.
I know he walked so they could run.
Like in my circle, we were clowning Silk. Like he ain't that. He like, why is he rapping? Like he don't need to be on these songs. He ruined the songs. Kind of like how they say Birdman ruined songs.
Yeah.
When Birdman get on the track, he's like, yo, why they put Birdman on there? Like he took the song from here to here. That's the thing. That's how we were looking at Silk. When Silk came in, the song went from here to here. But a lot of these rappers are modeled after Silk. You think about how they don't rap on beat like that to this day. Like now, like rapping off beat is like the thing. And I remember when this first started becoming a widespread thing, it's like, does nobody know that these rappers aren't rapping on beat? Like this is like Sexy Red, like you're not on beat. It sounds horrible to me. Yeah. But who started it? It was Silk. You got your blue faces, and then of course after that, and then it became more rappers who don't necessarily stick with that same 1-2 punch, that boom bap or whatever cadence type of deal. That's they're on beat. They're just flowing. They're just doing their thing. They're just getting their words out, doing what they got to do, riding the wave and the feeling of the song. I might not still be the biggest fan of it, but I got to get a nod to Silk to say, hey, he was the pioneer for all of that. For all the rap they rap now, that's from Silk.
Silk was more on beat than Blueface. I ain't gonna let you say Blueface.
He was. Blueface was Blueface is horrible.
You know what it was? Because Silk had this style where he was trying to go slow and fast. It was a real, and it might have been too technical for what he was capable of at the time. Yeah. But, you know what I'm saying? So if he would have, whenever he rapped slow, he could be mostly on beat. But whenever he was doing that, like it was too much for him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
then he couldn't catch the beat and try to put too many words in. Too many words in that bar, big boy. You gotta slow down.
Now, I actually heard some Mystical stuff not too long ago, and I was like, boy, that boy Mystical was a bad boy. Like
Mystical. Yeah.
His style is right now.
He was the best. He was the best.
You think so?
If you ask me, like, who's the best rapper from Louisiana, I would say Mystical. I would give it to Mystical. Like he had bars. Like he wasn't super complicated, but he had bars. He had the energy. You know what I'm saying? He was DMX before DMX, but DMX of the South. You know what I'm saying? He got to it. He got busy. Mystical got busy.
And Mystical was hitting them triplets back in the day too. He was rapping in triplets at points sometimes too. He was fast, you know, he was slow, he was a little bit of everything. He was high energy. He gave you, there's still not a style like his today. If you take the yelling parts out, that he would go into a yell sometime, take that part out, he sound like what these guys is trying to do right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just the rhythm of it. Yeah. So man, he was nice, man. Mystical was nice.
Yeah, to me, I'll be a bigger fan of him than anybody else from the South. I mean, not from the South, but from Louisiana.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Mystical. I say Mystical was the best MC from that region.
Over Wayne.
Over Wayne. And you know, I was never the biggest Wayne fan.
Yeah.
I like Mystical over Wayne.
Now, that's skill set or that's preference?
Both.
Really?
I feel like both. Well, okay, I'm not gonna say all the way skill set because Wayne did learn how to get
Wayne evolved into a cold boy.
Yeah. He learned how to get witty. He learned how to get crafty. And he learned how to put the bars in.
And he learned how to make hits too.
Still say, he learned how to he learned how to make commercial hits, and he could be a rapper's rapper.
He could be all.
But for me, I'm still gonna give it to Mystical. I'm still gonna say Mystical is to me. And you know how I felt. I'm taking myself not just in 2025, but I'm going back to 97. I'm going back to 2000, 2002. I'm taking myself back to that era, and I'm looking at how did it make me feel back then.
Yeah. I ain't mad at it. I think I have to disagree with you. I think I got to give it to Wayne as the best from Louisiana, but I ain't mad at Mystical being number 2 for me personally. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at Mystical number 2 because I rock with his albums too. Unpredictable was a huge album for me at the time. Yeah. Even what was the Mind of Michael Tyler, I think was one of them, the first album or something like that. That was another one for me. So yeah, I used to rock with him too. But I heard people say No Limit won, and for me, I was like happy to hear it. I was like,
yeah. But you would think that on the surface, if you just said No Limit and Cash Money, I think the popular opinion would have thought that Cash Money would be the victor in that whole situation, only because you got to think about Cash Money, Young Money, Wayne, and whatnot.
But that's not the same.
Wayne didn't show. Yeah.
Young Money is not Cash Money. It's an extension of it, but they're not battling. Right? You know what I'm saying? It's just when you think Cash Money, you got to think, what did Manny Fresh produce? That's kind of Cash Money.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then from there, once you start getting beyond that, yes, the Carter 2 and the 3 and the 4 probably fell under Cash Money's umbrella, but that's it.
It wasn't that era of when you think about Cash Money and No Limit. What you got, in my opinion, is what I look at is this. If you think about the typical Cash Money CD cover, they always had that same CD cover look, right? The album covers, they all had that same look. Right. When you talk about Cash Money and doing the verses, you got to grab all those jewel cases that had that particular style CD cover on it. That's what you have to judge when you talk about that particular era of Cash Money.
I agree. It's Beats by the Pound and KLC versus Manny Fresh. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and look, I'm gonna say this. I've been giving all the credit to No Limit, but Manny Fresh is an underrated producer, man. He's an underrated producer that needs to get his flowers, man.
He is. I give him that. For sure.
So for me, I was happy to see them guys link up, but I'm not shocked that P got him. Well, No Limit got him. I'm not shocked. I mean, they brought Snoop out. Dun, 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 dun.
And a lot of people forget that Snoop was No Limit for what, about 3 albums? He did more with Cash Money in that time frame that he did under Death Row. Well, he did 2 albums under Death Row, I think?
He did, 2 under Death Row and 3 under No Limit. So, like you said, he was more of a soldier than he was not. Death Row artist. You know what I'm saying? So, got to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
But I think No Limit probably, and I didn't watch it. I didn't watch this, but I got to get back and watch it. But if I had to guess, No Limit probably beat Cash Money the same way that the Lox beat Dipset in that same manner, if I would guess. Because people forgot what the Lox was holding in their stash. And if you put them records together the right way, you can whoop somebody behind and they don't see the behind whooping coming.
Yeah, and then especially
that's what happened probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah, and then you have a crew that runs in more solidarity than you have with the other, with the Lox, more of a tight knit group that's closer.
Perfect connection.
Than Dipset and they're just all over the place. All their characters, all their players are just in their own different worlds and not more tight knit. Right. Same thing with the Cash Money. They're all in different places. That solidarity is not there like it is with No Limit. No Limit was like we talking about No Limit soldiers. They rode together.
label like an army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why that's another reason why one would say that they won that, because when they came out on stage, they're standing together, like you mentioned, more like an army in solidarity as a unit versus Cash Money. All these different players are just in different areas in their own way, getting in their way. So
yeah, and that to me, that's praise to P. You know what I'm saying? The way he is the leader. He's the leader.
P versus Baby.
Birdman. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Birdman's probably the greatest music exec in hip hop history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he was able to
Birdman
branch out what he
it.
was doing. Yeah, he was able to expand Cash Money more than No Limit.
Than anybody, because you got everybody else in every other exec made their money in multiple ways. Birdman kept it music. He jumped out with them lugs. Other than that, he was focused on music, and he was able to. And he's still a part. When you think Young Money, you got to think Birdman. When you think Rich, what was it?
Rich Gang.
That Rich Gang. You know when he had Young Thug and Rich Homie Quan and all them, he brought that area in. He was a part of that. So like Birdman has always managed to next thing musically. And I think he's kind of involved with Young Boy a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? So
I've heard that. Like
I don't think he's like,
I don't know.
They have relationships, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, and you got a good point. Rolling with Ross too. Rolling with R&B singers. Yeah, Lloyd and Jacquees and you know what I'm saying, Keisha Cole and all of them. Like you just keep on going. R&B
he's
side
always
and the hip hop side, the pop side, and Nicki Minaj, the Drakes, and all of that.
Yeah. All his wealth came from music. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, I think he's probably the greatest hip hop time. You want to give Bad Boy credit, but the Bad Boy era was about that long, you know what I'm saying? And most of it expanded through clothes, it expanded through liquor, it expanded through other ventures. But the music side, he moved on to become a billionaire. Jay-Z moved on to become a billionaire. Everybody moved on to become to the next level. He kept it music, you know what I'm saying? And his run was greater than all of theirs musically. So I think he's the greatest exec, but that don't mean that he ran his organization better than P ran his organization either.
Yeah.
He just made it last longer.
Yeah.
The passion was there.
Solid points. But the win, in my opinion, goes to No Limit. If I think about where I came from, my era, our era, and then also thinking about the region, got to give it to No Limit.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny. I seen a clip where Lil Jon was crediting P for the start of crunk music.
Really?
Yeah, he credited him for it, man. He was saying that basically, you know, they had the music they were doing in Memphis. You know, he said it was called Buck at the time. I remember hearing about it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that was the stuff like 3 6 and them boys was doing. And then, you know, of course, we had down in Houston, what's his name? The Mafia guy. Jay.
UGK?
No, the exec. Dog, I'm forgetting his name, man. Jay Prince. I see. I said Jay something. Dog. Jay Prince. All of them play their part to the South, but P's music then at that point influenced crunk because of the Bout It and those higher energy records. He said those were playing in Atlanta, and a lot of those ended up leading into the conception of crunk in the early days when they started forming it. So he credits himself.
I could see that.
Idea of crunk coming from Master P and them. So, I mean, most people would acknowledge what's the name? Lil Jon is the face of crunk. And if the face of crunk can say this genre spun off from this guy inspiring
who's going to argue with that? Can't argue with it.
Yeah, so that says a lot because I mean, crunk was a huge thing at one point in time. Out of all the little spin-off genres in hip hop, that had to be the biggest. The crunk.
Yeah. And we were there for it. So trust me, we know.
Yeah,
because we was there for it.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Cash Money and shout out to No Limit, man. Those two are two huge pioneers in the South, Southern music and hip hop music all together. So, you know, I hope they get all their flowers out of this event.
All right. Well, shoot, man. Let's get into these reviews. Let's review these sticks and let's see where these sticks line up. See if they're match the greatness of what we got in that Verzuz. Because I'm going to say mine's pretty good. You want me to go first?
Nah, because I got a light skin stick. So let me just go.
Go ahead and get light out the way. Go ahead and get light right out the way.
Yeah, man. So I got the Padron. You know, I did dump that ash, you know, because I was scared of it. But that ash is starting to form again with a nice little ash on the end again. So that's a nod to the construction. What do you expect from Padron? Fantastic construction, amazing draw, nice little aroma coming off the stick itself also. So Padron is doing what it does as a top manufacturer. It's gonna make good quality stuff. And for a light skin stick, it is good quality. You know, as far as my tasting notes that I got off of it, it's a very creamy stick. It's probably a medium to full body stick, which is kind of strange for a light stick for me, because those ones tend to always feel like they're light and harsh, which is conflicting, but it seems like that's what they are for me. But this one's more of a medium full body, very creamy. Like I mentioned, it's got some spice that has gone throughout it, most notably on retrohales, but the spice is there. It's got some caramel notes, which gives a little bit of a sweetness to it. It's got some very noticeable cedar notes that I noticed in this, and some cocoa, but not like a sweet cocoa, because stick's not really that sweet, but the caramel gives it a little bit of a sweet and spicy feel to it. But those are the main notes that sticks out to it. But the thing that hurts it is that little rough edge that you get with this particular wrapper. That bite, you know what I'm saying? But the bite is doable. It's not bothering me, but it's definitely there and it's definitely noticeable. It's like I can't ignore it, but it's manageable. And for the reason that it's manageable, I'll say 1 to 5. I'm gonna go 3.8.
Oh, okay.
3.8,
okay.
Which is a very good score for a stick like this.
Yeah.
But I think it's because Padron is doing everything else right. But the rapper is just gonna be what the rapper's gonna be. I think you sign up for that when you pick these rappers out. You want that. And I wanted to see what Padron was gonna do with one of these. Yeah. And they did a good job with it, but it's be that. Something about that Maduro.
It's only but so much you can save it. Yes, it's only but so much you can do to save it. Yeah. That's what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like to me. All right. So shout out to Padron for trying to handle up to the task. Took on the task, and they did what they could, I guess. So, shout out to Patron. Where's my? I'm gonna get my applause button together. We gotta get that. So applause to Patron.
But applause to Patron for real.
All right, so I'm gonna talk about this Liga, man. This Liga Privada, this Unicode series L40, Lima 40. I don't know Lima, whatever you want to call it, but L40. Okay. Man. So I'm gonna talk about the construction first. Construction really, really good. I did have to touch this lighter up or touch my cigar up with the lighter a couple of times, but I think that's more me than the cigar itself. Because I feel like with the Lancero, you have to keep a draw on it to keep it going, only because the ends of the cigar they're so far apart, right? They're separated at a good length, right? So you got to pull it a little bit just to make sure that end stays toasted and stays lit. So more
it's a thin burn, so the gauge is only but so much fire passing at some point anyway, so it'll burn out quicker.
The good thing about it is when it comes to a Lancero that I've kind of noticed on this stick and me having to relight it, that it doesn't relight harsh. And I had my fire on it like pretty close. My blue flame was on it pretty close. And it doesn't make it harsh. So like, you know, sometimes you have that lighter, you light it up and you get some of that butane, you get some of that harshness from burning the tobacco. Right. You don't get that as much with a Lancero. It's more forgiving. So I think that's the benefit to a Lancero. You can relight this a little bit more harsh and still be able to get a good smooth smoke experience. So shout out to Liga Privada for that and the Lancero shape for this. Also, one thing I need to figure out about Lanceros is how do they maintain that thick creamy smoke? Because I had a thick creamy smoke with this stick. Like it was actually able to be a nice big puff and big draw and give me good smoke when I puff this. And it's like something with that this skinny. You don't think that you're gonna get that much of a draw and that much of a exhale puff,
Right.
and get that big aroma with a smaller gauge stick. So that's still dope. The fact that you still get that with a Lancero. Well, let me go into tasting notes real quick. So the first few puffs, you get more so woodiness, nice, easy, light pepper. You can tell pepper's there. But again, I think that Lancero just makes everything dialed down a little bit to where it makes it super palatable and super smooth. So you can tell the pepper's there. You can tell the cedar's there. You can tell that oak woody taste is in there, and it all blends perfectly. Nothing's overpowering anything as you first start to draw this. It has a touch taste of leather that's in there, and that EQs pretty well. Like everything balances out. A little bit of cocoa, and again, just a little bit of that cracked black pepper that's in there, and it's just it rolls together really nicely. And I think with that long draw, allows everything. By the time it hits your palate, it balances out. It balances out. And like I mentioned, like we had what again, cured sun-grown Habano, Connecticut stalk wrapper, filler Honduras, and Nicaraguan. We had a lot of things going on, but by the time that you draw this stick, it's smooth by the time it hits your palate, and I love that. So the LP Liga Privada, really good smoke, really enjoyable experience, top-notch experience. And it's hard to say it's not a great stick being a Liga. Most of your Ligas are going to give you really good smokes. So this is no different. It didn't let me down in any kind of way. I'm not going to say it blew me away, but it was very pleasurable. I enjoy my smoke. So if I'm going to give this a rating out of 5, try not to be too generous. I'm going to say 4.3. 4.3. I'm going to go 4.3. 4.3. Because it could have gave me more dynamic. Could have gave me something a little bit more dynamic. Would have maybe bumped up to a 4.5. But I'm going to take a few points off for it just not being as dynamic of a stick that it could have been. It was cool and smooth. But I think that's what the Lancero was designed to do.
Cool. Hey man, it's enough to make me intrigued. So that sounds like a good cigar that'll be good for I don't know, man. Just kind of like a middle of the week stick, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can just
a cool middle of the week stick, a chill weekend vibe too. Like, hey, look, I want to get up in the morning. I want to. It's a good starter stick too. Start your day off with. Middle of the week, start your day off with. It's a cool down stick. It's either a cool down stick or a warm up stick. It's gonna get you right. It's gonna do what it needs to do, but not punch you in the mouth. And it's like, okay, this is the cigar that's gonna shut me down. But it's gonna have you right. It's gonna have you right.
That's what it is, man. Liga Privada coming through. Right. Hey man, at the end of the day, I think Liga and Privada both, not Liga and Padron both did their thing this week, man. So I appreciate that we were able to have some good cigars today, man, regardless of us trying something different between the actual length of the stick, the gauge, and also the wrapper. So
yeah. I don't know if it did enough to make my top 5 though. That's why I was hoping it'd give me a top 5 experience. That's the only thing I might be disappointed with. I was looking for a top 5 experience today.
Yeah, because you love having Liga in your top 5, man. But this year they might miss it. We're gonna see though. It ain't out yet. It's still
we still gotta wait things. But I'm definitely gonna enjoy smoking the rest of it. I got a lot more cigar to smoke. And you see, hey, look how much cigar I got left.
I know you got a whole regular stick at this point left.
So hey, look, it's gonna get you what you need. Shout out to Liga for that.
There you go. Hey, that's this week's episode of the Cigars and Everything Else podcast, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Keep your cigars up high. We out. Vertigo.